Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where we explore the hidden treasures of American coinage and uncover the incredible stories and values behind coins that many people overlook in their daily lives. Today we are going deep into one of the most fascinating coins in United States history, the Liberty 1-cent coin, and especially the 1982 D version. This is a coin that many collectors consider a turning point in American coin history. By the end of this video you will know the story, the history, the design, why it is worth attention, and what its current market value can be today, with some rare examples reaching truly jaw-dropping prices of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stay tuned until the very end because you might be holding a fortune in your pocket without even realizing it. The story of the Liberty cent, often called the Lincoln cent after the portrait that has appeared since 1909, goes back over a century. Before Lincoln, the 1-cent coin in America featured the Liberty head design, but in 1909, to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the United States Mint introduced the famous Lincoln cent with his profile on the obverse side. Since then, the penny has become one of the most collected and beloved coins in American history. Now fast forward to 1982, a year that changed everything for the Lincoln cent. Up until 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper, but rising copper prices made the cost of producing each coin higher than its face value. To solve this, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the 1-cent coin. For the first part of 1982, pennies were still struck in the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc composition. But partway through the year, the Mint switched to a copper-plated zinc composition, made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. This means that 1982 is a unique year in U.S. coinage because it has two major types of composition: the heavy copper coins and the lighter zinc coins. The Denver Mint, which struck coins with the D mint mark, produced both types in 1982. This is where things get very interesting for collectors. There are small date and large date varieties, as well as copper and zinc versions, making 1982 one of the most complex and exciting years for penny collectors. The Liberty 1-cent from 1982 with the D mint mark has become one of the most talked about coins in the numismatic world. Some rare varieties from this year are extremely valuable. For example, collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars for certain errors, and in the rarest cases, auction prices have soared to unbelievable numbers. Now let us talk about value. A regular worn 1982 D penny in zinc composition may only be worth its face value, but if you find a copper version or one of the scarce small date copper cents, you could be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. In some special cases, mint state examples and rare die errors have sold in the marketplace for over $70,000, and there have even been reports of values climbing up to the $300,000 mark for the most perfect and rare combinations. Current collector demand places certain 1982 D Lincoln cents at estimated values as high as $779,360 for the absolute finest, rarest, and most desirable varieties. Yes, you heard that correctly, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a penny that many people would never give a second glance at. So why are these coins worth so much? The answer lies in the combination of rarity, condition, metal content, and variety. With the changeover in composition during 1982, mistakes were made, and transitional errors were struck. A coin that was supposed to be copper may have been struck in zinc or vice versa, and these transitional errors are the holy grail for coin collectors. Add in the fact that many coins from circulation are heavily worn, meaning high-grade uncirculated examples are far rarer, and you have the recipe for a valuable collectible. When looking for 1982 D Lincoln cents, you want to pay attention to weight. A copper penny from that year weighs 3.11 grams, while the zinc version weighs only 2.5 grams. Using a simple digital scale, you can check the weight of your coins to see which type you have. If you discover a small date copper variety, congratulations, because you might have found something that could change your life. The design of the coin itself remains iconic. On the obverse is the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909, which still stands as the longest-running design in U.S. coin history. On the reverse during 1982 is the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial can even be seen with magnification, a detail that still amazes collectors today. The market for these coins is strong because more and more people are realizing that what seems like a common cent can in fact be a key to financial treasure. Collectors are constantly searching through rolls of pennies from the bank, coin jars, and inherited collections, hoping to find the elusive 1982 small-date copper cent or one of the valuable era coins. With coin collecting becoming increasingly popular thanks to social media and YouTube channels like Rare US Coins, the demand and awareness of these rare pieces is only growing. To give you an idea of current market activity, common 1982 pennies in average circulated condition trade for a cent or two, but higher grade mint state examples can bring in from $20 to $50 depending on the type. The rare transitional errors and small-date copper cents in mint condition are where the big money lies, fetching anywhere from thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars at major auctions. The record prices for these coins demonstrate that the market sees them as highly desirable and historically important. So the next time you come across a 1982 penny, do not dismiss it. Take a closer look. Weigh it, examine the date style, and check for mint state preservation. You never know when you might be holding one of the most valuable modern coins in U.S. history right in the palm of your hand. At Rare US Coins, we want to help you spot these treasures and understand the incredible history behind them. The Liberty 1 cent coin from 1982 is not just a piece of change, it is a piece of American history, a collector's dream, and for some lucky people, a life-changing discovery. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1982 Liberty 1 cent and its incredible values, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare US Coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story about rare coins worth big money. Share this video with your friends and family because who knows, someone you know might be sitting on a rare penny worth more than a brand new car or even a house. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in United States history, the Liberty 1 cent coin. This is a coin that carries an incredible story, historical weight, and surprising market value today. So stay with me till the very end because you will be amazed at just how much this small piece of copper can be worth. The Liberty 1 cent coin, often called the large cent, has roots going back to the very foundation of the United States Mint in the late 1700s. Struck first in 1793, the Liberty cent is one of the earliest coins ever minted by the young American nation. The design was meant to symbolize freedom, strength, and independence. On the front, you see Lady Liberty herself, the powerful image of America breaking free from old chains, while on the reverse, you find a wreath and the denomination of 1 cent. Unlike the modern penny that is small and made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating, these early Liberty cents were large, heavy, and made from pure copper. When you hold one, you feel the weight of history in your hand. Collectors absolutely love Liberty cents because they are a direct link to the early days of American coinage. Imagine a coin like this changing hands during the time of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, or James Madison. Imagine it being used in a small marketplace 2 centuries ago to buy bread, tools, or even to pay taxes. Every Liberty cent has a story that stretches across generations. That is why these coins are not just pieces of metal, but true artifacts of American history. Now let's talk about value, because I know that is what excites collectors and investors today. The Liberty 1 cent coin is worth far more than face value. Depending on condition, rarity of the year, and minting variations, these coins can fetch astonishing prices. Some rare dates in pristine condition have sold for thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions. And here is the big update for you. The current market value for certain high-grade Liberty 1 cent coins has been reported at $779,361. That's right, a single coin, originally minted as just 1 cent, can now command nearly $800,000 in today's collector market. That is the incredible journey of value these coins have taken over more than 200 years. Of course, not every Liberty cent is worth that amount, but even common examples in lower grades can bring significant money. Many collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for coins that still carry strong details and original surfaces. Rarity plays the biggest role. Some years, like 1793, 1794, and 1799, are incredibly scarce and sought after. Others have unique errors or die varieties that make them even more valuable. What makes this story more exciting is that Liberty cents still turn up in unexpected places. Some are found in old family collections, estate sales, or hidden away in forgotten boxes of coins passed down through generations. You might think you have an old, worn-out penny, but in reality it could be a valuable Liberty cent worth serious money. That's why it is so important to check dates, designs, and condition before ever selling or giving away an old coin. Collectors and investors today see Liberty cents as more than just collectibles. They are solid investments in tangible history. As time passes, these coins only grow rarer. Many examples have been lost, melted down, or damaged beyond recovery. That means the surviving coins rise in value as demand among collectors continues to increase. So let's recap. The Liberty 1-cent coin is a cornerstone of American coinage. It was one of the very first coins struck by the United States Mint. It carries the image of liberty as a symbol of the nation's freedom, and today it can be worth anywhere from a few $100s to well over $779,000 depending on rarity and condition. The journey of a coin from 1 cent in 1793 to nearly $1 million today is one of the most incredible stories in numismatics. If you are lucky enough to own a Liberty cent, treasure it. If you are searching for one, make sure to do your research, learn about the different varieties, and always be careful to buy from trusted dealers or auctions. And if you are just starting your collection, keep your eyes open because you never know where these treasures can appear. That's all for today's video here on Rare US Coins. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1-cent coin, its fascinating history, and its astonishing current value. If you love rare coins and want to learn more about the hidden treasures in American coinage, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are going to talk about something truly special. We are going to look at the Liberty 1-cent coin, a piece of American heritage that continues to amaze collectors and investors even today. And we will uncover not just its origins and history, but also its present-day market worth, which in some cases has reached unbelievable amounts like $779,362. Yes, you heard that right. This is the kind of story you cannot miss if you are passionate about rare coins and hidden value. Let us begin at the very start. The Liberty 1-cent coin is one of the most iconic pieces in the history of United States coinage. Originally introduced during a time when America was still finding its identity, this coin was more than just money. It was a symbol of freedom, democracy, and the promise of a new nation. The Liberty head design became an emblem of pride and strength. These coins circulated in the hands of everyday Americans, buying bread, tools, and essentials, but today they are priceless windows into our past. Fast forward to more modern times, we arrive at the year 2002. This is where the story takes a fascinating twist. The 2002 Liberty 1-cent coin, minted in Denver, may look like just another penny to the untrained eye. People might toss it into jars, spend it without thinking, or even let it roll under the couch. But for collectors who know what to look for, this coin can be a golden opportunity. Some rare versions of the 2002 Liberty 1-cent have sold for amounts that shock even seasoned experts. Imagine a coin worth just a cent being valued in today's market at over $779,000. That is life-changing money hidden in plain sight. Why are these coins worth so much? The answer lies in a mix of history, rarity, and condition. Coins are judged not just by their age but also by how many were produced, how many survived, and how well preserved they are. The Liberty 1-cent coins from 2002 with the D mint mark are particularly interesting because a very small number of them were struck with errors. Error coins are the holy grail for collectors. A small misprint, a doubled image, an off-center strike, or even a unique shine can transform a coin into a priceless artifact. When we talk about value, it is important to understand that not every 2002 D Liberty 1 cent is going to be worth hundreds of thousands. Most are still just worth face value. But if you have one in your collection that is in pristine mint state condition, graded highly by professional services, or contains one of these rare errors, you could be sitting on a fortune. Collectors across the country are paying big money for these treasures. Auction houses have seen bidding wars that drive prices into the hundreds of thousands, and private collectors often offer even more to secure a piece they desperately want. Imagine holding a small copper coin in your hand, knowing that someone out there is willing to pay nearly $800,000 for it. That is the magic of rare coin collecting. It is not just about the metal or the face value. It is about history, uniqueness, and the thrill of owning something truly rare. The Liberty 1-cent coin, especially the 2002 D edition, has become a star in the collecting world because it combines all of these factors in one simple piece. For those of you watching rare US coins right now, this is your reminder to check your pocket change, go through your jars of pennies, search those boxes you put away years ago, and look carefully at every Liberty 1 cent you come across. Because the next coin you find might just be one of those rare pieces worth a fortune. Do not assume every coin is ordinary. Many collectors have discovered hidden gems by accident, and you could be next. Now let us talk about the current market value. Prices for the 2002 D Liberty 1 cent vary widely depending on condition. A circulated coin with scratches, wear, and fading will usually sell for a few cents or maybe $1 to a beginner collector. But if you own a coin in uncirculated condition with full luster, bright surfaces, and no damage, you could be looking at values in the hundreds or even thousands. And for those ultra-rare error coins, the market has proven that prices can skyrocket all the way to $779,362 and beyond. That number is not just fantasy. It is the reality of the rare coin market. Every year the demand for coins like this grows stronger. Collectors are searching, investors are buying, and values continue to climb. What makes coins like the Liberty 1 cent so attractive is that they are accessible to everyone. Unlike gold or silver bars that require huge investment, anyone can stumble upon a penny in their change. That accessibility means people everywhere have the chance to strike it rich, and that is why the story of the 2002 D Liberty 1 cent is so exciting. Before we close today's video, let us take a step back and think about what makes collecting coins so special. It is not just about money. It is about connecting with history. Every coin tells a story of the time it was made, the people who used it, and the values they held dear. The Liberty design, in particular, stands for freedom and resilience, ideals that continue to inspire us today. By collecting coins, you are not only building wealth, you are preserving history for future generations. So if you have a 2002 D Liberty 1 cent in your possession, take the time to examine it carefully. Look for mint errors. Check the condition. Consider getting it graded by a professional service. You never know what kind of treasure you might be holding. And even if it is not one of the rarest ones, it is still a piece of American history worth cherishing. Thank you for joining me today on Rare US Coins. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and beloved coins in United States history, the Liberty 1 cent coin. This small copper coin has a massive story to tell, and collectors all over the world know just how important it is. Not only does it carry a rich history, but the value of these coins has grown so much that today some of them can be worth a lot of money. We are going to cover the full history of the Liberty 1 cent, the different designs, the market demand, and also the current 2013 value and its modern worth, which can go as high as $779,363 for the rarest examples. The Liberty 1 cent is often referred to as the large cent, and it was first produced in the year 1793. This was one of the very first coins ever minted by the United States Mint after the country declared its independence. The coin was struck in pure copper and was quite large compared to the cents that we use today. The earliest design was the flowing hair Liberty cap cent, which showed Lady Liberty with flowing hair and a pole and cap symbolizing freedom. From there the designs changed multiple times over the years, including the chain cent, the wreath cent, the Liberty cap cent, and later the draped bust and classic head designs. These designs reflect not only the artistic taste of their times but also the spirit of a new nation that wanted to show freedom, democracy, and strength on its currency. Collectors today are fascinated with the Liberty 1 cent because it tells the story of the very beginning of American coinage. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that was struck more than 200 years ago, at a time when George Washington was president and the United States was still a very young country. Each Liberty 1 cent carries history, rarity, and demand. The early dates from the 1790s are especially valuable. For example, the 1793 chain cent is one of the most famous coins ever made, and in top condition it has sold for record-breaking prices at auctions, sometimes in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now let us talk about the market value and how much these Liberty 1 cent coins are worth today. Common dates and lower-grade coins can still be affordable to collectors, ranging anywhere from $20 to a few $100s. However, the rare dates, rare mintages, and well-preserved examples can command massive premiums. According to market reports, the 2013 value for some of these Liberty 1 cent coins reached as high as $779,363. That means a single copper penny could be worth nearly $800,000. That is an unbelievable return for a coin that originally was just 1 cent in value. What drives these high prices is the rarity, condition, and demand from collectors. Coins graded in high mint state condition are extremely hard to find because most of these coins were used heavily in circulation more than 200 years ago. When a coin survives in such excellent condition, it becomes a true treasure for collectors and investors. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have sold many of these Liberty 1 cent coins for record amounts. Every year new sales bring new interest to this coin, and the prices continue to rise as more collectors compete for the best examples. If you are wondering whether you might have a Liberty 1 cent coin, the first thing to do is to check the date. The series ran from 1793 until 1857, when the smaller Flying Eagle cent replaced it. If your coin is from that range and shows Lady Liberty on the front, you may be holding a very valuable piece of history. Even if it is worn and aged, collectors still want it because of its historical importance. The second factor is condition. Coins that are not cleaned, damaged, or corroded are always worth more. If you think you have one, it is always best to have it graded by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC to get an accurate evaluation. What makes the Liberty 1 cent so attractive to collectors is not just the money but the connection to history. These coins were used by early Americans in everyday life, buying goods in the marketplace, traveling across the young nation, and being carried in the pockets of farmers, merchants, and even soldiers. When you look at one of these coins, you are holding a piece of American heritage that survived wars, changes of government, and more than 2 centuries of history. In today's coin market, the Liberty 1 cent remains one of the most sought-after series. With each year that passes, the number of high-quality coins gets smaller because they are locked away in collections or museums. That means prices can only go up over time. For investors and collectors alike, this coin is a symbol of security and value. It is no surprise that many experts consider the Liberty 1 cent one of the foundation coins of American numismatics. So to sum it up, the Liberty 1 cent is not just a coin, it is a treasure of American history. From its first mintage in 1793 to its end in 1857, it tells the story of a young nation. Today it continues to capture the imagination of collectors worldwide, with some examples reaching values close to $779,363. Whether you are a serious collector or just curious about rare coins, the Liberty 1 cent will always stand out as a true gem in the world of numismatics. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins.